Welcome to another episode of Nina's Cookbook. If you're new, then welcome. And if you are coming back, then thank you for sticking around with me. You don't have to cook fancy to cook well. You don't have to cook complicated dishes to cook well. And hey, if Julia Child is saying that, then who are we to argue, right? Cherry tomatoes are in season and my friend sent me some, and I thought, why not make a pasta dish with cherry tomato sauce? It's so simple to put together. And then I've got some fresh basil here right out of my garden. So I'm gonna pluck some of that and use it to perfume the pasta. I gotta be careful, there are some bees around. See that floret? Smells so good. I think that's enough for my pasta. So we'll get started. So to make the pasta in cherry tomato sauce, we're going to be using these luscious beauties that are fresh out of my friend's garden. We're going to take a pot in which we'll put in a little bit of oil and some coarsely crushed garlic. I love garlic. And we're going to just saute it till it becomes a little translucent. Next, I'm going to finely chop some onion right into the pan. I'm using a purple onion, but you can use any onion of your choice. And we'll lightly saute these onions till they're translucent as well. To help the onions cook, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. That will make them sweat and cook faster. Next, I'm going to take the little bundles of joy, those little cherry tomatoes, cut them into half directly into the pot. I think I'll take probably about 10 to 12 of them. You really don't have to count. Put as many as you like, however saucy you want your sauce to be. You could put them whole if you like. And as we go along, don't forget to season. So I'll sprinkle a little bit of salt and add some freshly ground pepper. The key words being freshly ground. We don't want old stale pepper that's just lying around somewhere in the cabinet, but we want the freshly cracked, flavorful black pepper. I salt my dishes in layers, but you've got to remember that you salted earlier and you're going to be salting again, so just be very careful of the amount of salt that you're adding. If you have less salt, you can always add it later, but you can't take out the salt from a dish. Next, we'll cover the pot with a lid. The lid's going to help the cherry tomatoes break down, and it'll get all ooey and gooey and saucy and delicious in there. And now we're going to go ahead and add in our boiled pasta. The pasta could be of your choice. I would highly recommend that you use a whole grain pasta or a lentil pasta as I'm using. Whole grains could be a whole wheat, a brown rice pasta, a quinoa pasta, or whatever you like. Next, we'll add the freshly plucked basil leaves from the garden into the dish. Quick tip for you and me, unlike in the video, I would recommend that you add the basil leaves at the very end when you're done with the cooking, and that's going to prevent the leaves from turning black or dark green in color. And lastly, I'm going to sprinkle some dried Italian herbs. That's totally optional. Put in some grated Parmesan cheese. I didn't have any, but I recommend that you do. And enjoy! So the sauce came out really well. It was sweet and tangy and luscious, and the pasta and the fresh basil went so well with it. So this is again a Y.E.A.H recipe. What's a Y.E.A.H recipe? It's got to be Y for yummy, E for easy, and H for healthy. So thank you for spending time with me. Do try the recipe and let me know what you think of it. Your feedback is very important to me, so I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and goodbye.